Good morning, traders. This is my morning brief video. It's 5:11 a.m. Okay, early this morning here. We're doing saber rattling over in Ukraine. Obviously, similar situation happened whenever Trump was leaving. He created a big situation for Biden in Afghanistan, and now we have a similar situation with Ukraine and Russia. So hopefully we don't start seeing nukes flying before Trump gets in office. Please like the video if you get a chance. Retweet me on Twitter, Gumby9662C, if you get a chance also. And I do appreciate those comments below the video. I'd like to hear the feedback from my viewers. Okay, really appreciate it. So, things I'm looking at here, we're right at a critical uh, week on week anchored VWAP wall this morning. Right here in this green shadow, we back tested it already this morning. So, I think that is a critical area suggesting the bull bear cross of the neckline for the head and shoulders pattern. Here's the head, here's the shoulder, and we've already back tested that once again this morning. So heads up on that. Any acceptance below today's lows, but suggests we're losing the head of the head and shoulders. Yeah, and everything it could slip pretty quick once that happens. So be very mindful. I think very good chance that that could be happening here. There is a critical support also if you use based off the September anchored VWAP. Okay, there is a critical. It's been acting as support right down here. What is that? Can't see this here. It's a So it's around 582.50, something like that. 582, 582.50. There's another critical support right there that we could actually try to support, see how we supported it here through here. But we had some violent moves even below that. So be very mindful that potential here. Um, so the critical, uh, you see this gap right here, okay? That is also another critical right here around the 580 area. So be very mindful of that to the downside, assuming we do continue to go downside. Now, if you zoom in a little bit here, oh, wait a minute here. I gotta get this turned off 1 second here. Okay, I got a lot of little things here. So what I did was my anchor VWAP. I anchored it right at the break point right there, and this is something that I used for a really nice scalp trade yesterday afternoon. Uh, It gave me a good indication that we were losing support and had a really nice little short scalp yesterday afternoon. Made my day on that one trade. So basically, this morning we're losing that anchored VWAP again. So basically, the trend that triggered last Thursday, it is getting legs to the downside. So that's what it's telling me right here, right now. And if you do go short early on this morning at these levels, you are short in the hope. Okay, so be very mindful of that. Ideally, you're looking for some sort of back test. Ideally, you could start at 586, potentially here for a back test to possibly go short. If you wanted to do that, or there's other levels here. Uh, as far as this week goes, 587.34 is our bull bear cross for the current week. Uh, so be very mindful of that. So what we did yesterday, we came down, tested major support. We came up. We tried to go bullish, okay, above the current anchor VWAP for the week. And so far this morning, we are losing that level. So be very mindful of that. Uh, Ultimately, my bias is to the bearish side, and that we will lose this level early on this morning. So basically, the two little setups, the ideal setup, in my opinion, is a back test of the 586 and fill. I mean, that would be great. I mean, uh, uh, so we'll see from there. It could just be sideways chop again, waiting for NVDA to report tomorrow, or tomorrow. And we could just be doing more sideways. This could just be buy the dip again for more sideways consolidation going into NVIDIA. So So be very mindful of that as well. Okay. So this is, like I said, this is a broken up trend. Uh, so I would actually be looking to short the 587.36 as well. Okay, my that'd be my best, setup to go short, you know. So knowing that there's no acceptance of any price above this week's current anchored VWAP, that would be my best setup to go short in today's session. So heads up on that. Okay, and ultimately I was looking for a nice higher high to put on a swing short. That was all the all-time high anchored VWAP. I was looking for us to come all back up to the all-time high anchored VWAP, back tested, and then setting up a short for me from that higher or lower high uh, setup. That's what I was hoping to get. So for a swing positioning, and knowing that we've already lost November 1st monthly anchor VWAP and we're drifting away from that likelihood starting to look bleak. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with the reaction from NVIDIA. So, anything can happen. So far this morning, we have the dollar. We have dollar coming down. People are with the conflict going on here. The dollar's coming down. Crude is flying. Uh, you know, so a lot of different things. Bonds have a bid this morning. Yields are coming down because of the fear factor. So everything I've got here suggests that we have a fear factor hitting the market this morning. Now, as far as the Qs go this morning, I would argue that we're right at that neckline level right here. We don't really have a cluster of weekly anchored VWAPs at this level, so be mindful of that. Uh, so that's you can't really use the anchored VWAPs. You just have to use price. And right here looks like a neckline to me. We looked below RA this morning into the neckline. Uh, so be mindful of that. And if you zoom in here, a similar situation to yesterday. Okay, this was our anchored VWAP trigger. We came down. We've lost it this morning. So as long as we stay under the 500, we should remain short on Qs. So anywhere below the 500, we should remain short on the Qs, in my opinion. So definitely keep this one on watch. Ideally, the closer to 500, the better the setup, in my opinion. And then you define your stop. Okay. Uh, so let's definitely keep that on watch in today's session. Okay. Like I said, it looks like full on risk off this morning. You can also look at the Sunday open here. That's another one right here. 499.32. So anywhere between 499.32 and 500, that should be resistance now. So you can actually put a little rectangle there, a resistance rectangle. This should act as new resistance, and I can do the same thing for the S&Ps. I should have already done that. And edit rectangle. Get us a little resistance line there. So a back test up into the rectangle there. We're probably looking a better entry short for the afternoon session. So see what happens here. Knowing where our stop is above 500, we have to start really tightening up our stop. Okay. Similar situation over here. Come over here. Where's the Sunday open at? Right there. Okay. So at this point right now, anywhere in the inside my rectangle right here, we're looking to add shorts. So on the pop. So until proven otherwise. Bottom line is we start getting acceptance above that 588, then we have to start rethinking the situation. Prices above 588. We have to think that maybe this is you know, a last push down. You never know. Ideally, I was looking for a wave 5, and a wave 5 would, in theory, break Friday's lows and take us down to a lower support area in a wave 5 scenario. and then going into NVIDIA, then they possibly might reset us after NVIDIA launches there. So ideally, like I said, I'm still looking for that one last leg lower in a 5 wave Elliott wave count, which we don't have to get, but just something that I'm floating out there uh, today. But like I said, if you go short right out of the gate, you are short in the hoe. And we have held support so far this morning. So you really got to wait for a break of support or uh, a back test, to take a little bit safer approach on a short than you know. The bottom line is we've already shown that we've had a lot of value yesterday at this price point. We're likely, if you were to take a short up here, you should have time to change your mind if things aren't going your way. It should consolidate there. If we were to come back up to that area. Okay. All right, that's pretty much all I'm going to say this morning. Oh yeah, things that are happening this morning. SMCI, uh, really nice. They had an announcement. They got new auditors, so they had a really nice squeeze this morning. It's going to be up huge this morning, probably 30-40%. Uh, just on the news that they're possibly getting a new auditor for their books and stuff. Whatever. So we didn't come up to my target yet, so you know it doesn't have to, but I had a target up here that I thought I'd come to. It didn't quite make it yet, so we'll see about that. Tesla this morning, getting, I thought had us in a fair value gap. This is also the August 1st trend for the month. I thought this was I'm not saying necessarily a short area. It's not an area I want to initiate new longs. So be very mindful of that. So we are still, I need to anchor it down here, but this is still a bullish pattern. Okay, so be mindful of that. What I need to do is put an anchor right here, bring it over, and make sure we're still above the anchor to be wet. I don't have that drawn out yet. I can do that for you real quick. So as you can see, we're on the bullish side of trend still. Okay, so that's our anchored VWAP from that high. We're still on the bullish side of that. Like I said, we're into a resistance in my opinion, so be very mindful of that. Other things I'm looking at this morning. I'm actually looking at Netflix as a short setting up here. Uh, so I'm really keeping a really close eye on this one here. It's still, the pattern's still bullish, very bullish here. Uh, so we have got into the magic 850 here on Netflix. And if I have another indicator here, give me a second. So what I was looking at here, this is a 2 standard deviation move from this anchor to VWAP. Okay. And as we are currently trading right above that 2 standard deviation, it has a lot of trouble holding above that. And I'm thinking we could be setting up for move right back down to the 830 here on Netflix, if not worse. Our main trend support puts us all the way down, even 825-ish. So we could actually get a very quite violent move on Netflix to the downside potentially here. So don't know. It's hard. We still have to lose this breakout level, the 838, but this is on watch for me as a potential trend reverse back into the trend line reversal, thinking that it's a blow off top given the news yesterday. So a lot of euphoria hitting Netflix yesterday in an otherwise bearish tape. Okay. And that euphoria, how euphoria fades, can fade really quick. NVIDIA you really can't do anything with because of earnings. Palantir, I think, has topped. So heads up on that. I think Palantir has topped up here, and we're setting up to reset if and when the rest of the market resets. So we had this, well, it was a 3 standard deviation, then a 2. Now we melded down to the 1 standard deviation, okay, on time frame. So if and when we ever lose that, it should be a fairly quick move, fairly quick reset. So be very mindful of this. Very dangerous if you're trying to trade Palantir. Oh yeah, this is my big tail right here, guys. XLF right there. This is a problem. So we're seeing yields fly this morning, or yields come down pretty hard this morning. XLF's been holding everything together. So heads up on that. We are potentially breaking the neckline, the support right here early on this morning. So definitely keep this one on watch here. Uh, if this thing gains some steam here, it's going to bring everything down with it. So we definitely got to keep this on watch in today's session. So remember these lows right here. That's actually a lot, getting really close to this one standard deviation. I could definitely see something like that getting tested, if not broken, today. So definitely keep this on watch. We got a trend line breakout out there. Definitely a possibility in today's session. Okay, so this is my top watch, a potential, and then we have KRE is another, but it's not breaking yet. We're on the bearish side of trend. We're still holding that one standard deviation. If we were coming in this morning, actually gapping below that, I'd be, oh man, I'm getting excited here to the downside, but we haven't done that yet. So that's why we have to be a little careful on the short side here at support. In my opinion, this would be one of my top indicators, which has not confirmed that scenario. Another one that I'm really looking at here, this MSTR. This is your Bitcoin crypto. In my opinion, this is a short. Okay, guys. So we had a 3 standard deviation move. We went up in here. The 3 standard deviation just was this was your euphoric move. Now we're into this 2 standard deviation. We couldn't gain ground yesterday. We haven't gained ground yet, and it looks to me. So I'm looking for any acceptance, probably around the, 378, just $2 lower here. If we start accepting prices just $2 lower here, I would be looking to a short on this. So be very mindful of that. And that being said, check out Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin's hanging in there so far this morning. So Bitcoin's bullish. So uh, so let's definitely keep that on watch in today's session. Everybody thinks Bitcoin's going to 125,000. So we'll see how that plays out. But that stratus, if we get her down $2 lower there, we might want to start nibbling in there on a short there, see if we get some sort of flash crash on that particular instrument. Okay. Uh, is there any others here? We do have Baba reporting. I don't know, Bob, not Baba. Baba's already reported. 1 second. SoFi. There is news out this morning. The Justice Department is trying to push Google to sell their Chrome division. Heads up on that this morning. We are at based on my FIDs, we're right at the 50% area. It's not really showing any type of major reaction this morning, but definitely on watch. Weibo earnings are out this morning. It is popping on earnings this morning. It's one of the Chinese internet names, I think. Xpeng is up this morning, another one of the China internet names, up a little bit on earnings. Futu is another China name. It's down a little bit on earnings this morning. And finally, definitely keep this one on watch, guys. Here in a few hours, Walmart is reporting. Heads up on that. Walmart is reporting. That is a big one. So heads up on that. It's very expensive, especially given the Trump policies. So I'm really going to be looking for this. This is going to really give us a big tell on the health of the consumer. So heads up on that one. Okay, also reporting, guys, we got Lowe's reporting today. Heads up, we're right here, undecided here based on our Anchor Review app. Heads up on that. See if we get some sort of direction this morning. And Workhorse. I know a lot of people like trading that one. It's reporting today. They changed the reporting date. And so we do have around 9 a.m. Some reporting out of that one today. Okay, that's all I got to say. Thanks a lot.